So one of my favorite things is shopping jewelry. I've had a chance to take you shopping for, gosh, over the last 10 plus years on television. I've traveled every year to the Tucson Gem Show, to the JCK show in Vegas. I love to see the styles, love to see the new trends in gemstones. And I'll tell you something that never goes out of style is a big beaded bracelet. I mean, it's like that power bead sort of feeling. Look at the size of these beads. These are all faceted agate beads. They're 12 millimeters in size. And you're just getting about 2 dozen of those. And you have alternating sterling silver stations that feature the Marcasite for a little extra bling. There's a lot of gemstones here, and it is now $44.90. We just took 40% off. That's, what, about $30 off our regular price. And you get a choice of color. Look at how fabulous these colors are. And I'll just slowly slip them on my hand as we go. I think I'll keep on that green agate because it's going to match the green color. This is another green agate. It's a perfect match to that ring if you did have a chance to scoop that ring. Now these two colors, the green agate and the blue agate, are very limited. So I'm just going to say last call. In the green we have 30, and in the blue we have just under 100. So they are done with that one size fits most. It's anywhere between like a 6.5 inch and an 8-inch bracelet. It's all strung on that jeweler's elastic called Stretch Magic. So it's very secure, big and bold. That's 2 of the colors. Check out the gray. Gray will now be the first to go. It's already taken the lead here. Isn't that pretty? It's a gray agate. It almost looks like a labradorite. It's all faceted. Those honeycomb facets really sparkle, really catch the light, and then I'm gonna lose my mind over that black. That's something that every girl can use, is a big, black, bold bracelet. Chunky, substantial. Then you've got the sparkle factor, which is off the charts. The black is just beautiful. Now, the wonderful thing about this bracelet, not only the size of the beads, they're cool, they're comfortable. These are all real gemstones. And I'm a fan of the real gemstones. I don't know about you, but sometimes you want to treat yourself to the best of the best. Sometimes you just want the real thing, baby. You know, and that's not just a song. That's something that I know a lot of women desire when it comes to genuine gemstones. You want the real deal. And that's genuine agate, again, that stone of strength. The bracelet is big enough to wear on its own. You know, it certainly, you know, stands on its own. Love it coupled up. You could do 2 colors. Angela did the gray and the black together. I mean, look at how gorgeous it looks. It really makes a statement. It can be hip, it can be trendy, it can be youthful. She could wear that with a moto jacket and a pair of skinny jeans, or she could wear that with a little black dress and a strand of pearls. And there's not many bracelets you can say that, where it really can transition between something that's uptown, downtown, edgy, modern, or maybe very upscale. This is not glass, this is not plastic, this is not fake, this isn't faux. It's nothing but genuine gemstones. And I think that's what we love about genuine gemstones. They're real, they're one of the most beautiful gifts that Mother Nature has ever created. You get something that you will treasure, that you will own forever. I want to show you these little sterling silver stations because there's this wonderful double ring of Marcasite. Now, Marcasite is another genuine gemstone. You often see it in vintage jewelry. It's a fascinating color, almost like a hematite. It has sort of this metallic look and feel. In fact, it was often called fool's gold because it looked like gold in the ground. It just has that wonderful iridescent quality. And it's often set with the culet side up, which gives a little extra sparkle and faceting. So it's almost like the diamond point of the stone is facing up. Isn't that pretty? You have 3 of those stations all the way around. It's really flexible and easy to put on. And I would do anything for all my bracelets to go on this easily. In fact, I have a bracelet that I absolutely adore at home, but I have to like have a friend or my husband, you know, do the clasp. It's something that's a little tricky. You can never do it with one hand, you know, upside down and backwards. So if you want something you can just slip on and slip off. Again, we have the gray, we have the black, We have the green, which is just, I mean, this is like the Pantone color of the season, right? It's that color of growth and rebirth and renewal and a fresh start. It's a color of spring and summer. I know if you're in the Northeast or the Midwest, you're hoping to see some green this time of year. It was just snowing a few days in my last home state of Minneapolis. And so hello to everybody just waiting for spring there. The blue is just dreamy. This is that, I would say, almost like a cobalt blue. It's a vibrant blue. It's a dreamy blue. It's a serene blue. It's the blue that's going to go with your denim. It's going to go with your tanzanite. It's going to go with your sapphires. And this is the night to treat yourself. I know Mother's Day is May 14th, so we've got 10 days. This is like one of the last days to probably shop online where we can guarantee Mother's Day delivery. We can bill it to you and ship it to mom if mom loves genuine gemstones, or you're treating a sister or a girlfriend or your wife. I know this is one of Colleen's favorite bracelets, and it's a really great price for genuine gemstones. You will spend more sometimes for a fake or a faux look. If you love having the real thing, I think this is going to be a gorgeous addition to any ensemble. And the cool thing is you can wear these on their own. Look at that gray. Isn't that a pretty neutral? It's almost like a taupe. So this could go with browns, this could go with silver, this could go with any of your silver tone or platinum jewelry. This would look great if you have a vintage diamond ring. It'll also look nice next to your timepieces, and we have a lot of those coming up as well. So let me just give you a quick final rundown of all the colors here and how we're doing. The cool thing is about this bracelet, you don't have to know anyone's size if you're ordering for them. You know, if you're buying rings or shoes, you pretty much have to know their size. Don't want to guess because you don't want to have to return it. But this bracelet is one size fits all. I have a smaller wrist and it doesn't fall off, but there's plenty of room, plenty of give to have that perfect drape. I love them all together too. That's kind of pretty. They're heavy because of the gemstone weight. We don't have the carat weight on these because I think at some point they just got tired of counting the carats with all those big giant beads. Those are 12 millimeters. I mean, if those were pearls, those would be like the statement pearls of the season. Those would be just breathtaking. So you're getting big, big stones. The blue and the green, I think, are the most limited. Let me just double check. We have about 250 of these remaining. These are gonna be gone. We've got about 30 seconds for you to shop. If you want the green, we have, okay, final call on the green and gray. We have like 10 left in the green. We have 16 left in the gray. The rest is gonna be the blue and the black. And by the way, Angela's wearing a necklace